Let me tell you something. Anger isn't just weakness. Sometimes, anger is the loudest sign of defeat, even if you haven't lost a single round yet. But when you know how to use your opponent's anger against them, that's when you become dangerous. That's when you become strategic. And today, I'm going to share with you one of the most powerful strategies out there. This isn't just theory. It's inspired by a real historical moment that changed the face of Europe. So stay with me. What you're about to hear might completely change the way you play the game. This is the first of a 3-part series. Over the next 3 days, I'll share one strategy per day. Each one is a foundational piece. Combine them, and you'll build your own unique strategy, and rise from being just a player to becoming a true strategic mind. Strategy 1. Stir the still waters to trap the fish. One of the biggest mistakes a player, or a leader, can make is letting anger take over. Anger makes you lose your position, your control. You can be the strongest in the room and still lose if you snap. Real intelligence, it's when you stay calm and make your enemy the one who loses it. Let me tell you a true story. In 1809, Napoleon Bonaparte, the most powerful man in Europe, returned from his war in Spain, angry and tense. He received reports that 2 of his top ministers, Talleyrand, the foreign minister, and Fouché, the police minister, were plotting against him. Napoleon decided to act. He called for an emergency meeting at his palace. He entered the room pacing, muttering about conspiracies, markets, sabotage. The ministers sat in silence, eyes on the floor, except one, Talleyrand, standing calmly by the fireplace, relaxed, emotionless, like he was watching a boring play. Napoleon turned to him and said, "The betrayal began the moment these ministers allowed themselves to doubt their leader." He expected to intimidate Talleyrand, to shake him, but what did he get? A cold, bored smile. Napoleon snapped. He shouted, "You deserve to be shattered like glass. My authority allows me to do it. I despise you beyond words. If I wanted, I could hang you on the gates of the Tuileries." His eyes flared red, breathing heavy, voice cracking. "Ministers like you wish for my death. You're a traitor, without principles, without loyalty. You'd betray your own father. I gave you everything, riches, and this is how you repay me. Treason." And the room? Silent. The ministers? In shock. Napoleon had unleashed all his fury, publicly, in front of everyone. But instead of fear, he created something else. Embarrassment. A leader losing his temper, while his enemy stands motionless, untouched. Napoleon, trying to land a final blow, said,
"Even your wife is cheating on you with St. Carlos, and you didn't tell me anything."
Talleyrand, calm as ever, replied, "I saw no benefit in sharing something that would add nothing to your Majesty's dignity, or mine." Napoleon stormed out, broken and furious. Talleyrand? He put on his coat, turned to the other ministers, and delivered his famous line. What a pity, that such a great man should have such poor manners. Despite everything, Napoleon couldn't imprison him. He simply dismissed him. But what Napoleon didn't realize was that this outburst was the beginning of his downfall. The people of Paris weren't talking about conspiracies. They were talking about the emperor's meltdown, how his own minister humiliated him without saying a word. A leader who loses his temper starts losing his authority. And that moment, that was the real start of Napoleon's end. 6 years later, he fell at Waterloo, but his real fall started when he lost his cool in front of Talleyrand. Now ask yourself, how many times have you lost just because you reacted emotionally? And how many times could you have won if you just stayed calm? Stay calm and create the moment your opponent breaks. Don't miss the next video, because we're going into an even more powerful strategy.